the once peaceful kingdom of Eldavier, an ancient black dragon, Malgar, has awakened from its centuries-long slumber. It has been rampaging, burning down cities and villages. The last knight of light, Kraius, has been tasked with eliminating this dragon. However, legend has it that this black dragon is an immortal being, unless defeated by the long-lost holy sword of Eldavier.
Rise within, ignite the flame, set my heart free, no longer the same. Through the storm I'll hold my ground, won't let the world break me down. Rise within the strength I found, I'll stand tall, unshaken, unbound. This is my time, I'll be set free. Rise within, come alive in me.
After receiving the order from the king, Kraius, without delay, donned his silver armor, reflecting the moonlight, boarded a ship from the castle, and headed towards the Darkwell Forest, an ancient forest filled with legends, lurking in the shadows, haunting travelers, in search of the lost sword, Eldavier. Demons appeared. These demons were the minions of the dragon. They were armored, their eyes were red, and they were fully armed. Kraius knew he had no choice but to fight through them. To reach the top of the mountain, the battle began. Demons charged madly. Kraius swung his sword until he defeated both demons. Finally, he arrived at an old temple hidden in a valley. The temple was made of gray stone with old writings on it. Around the temple, there were dead trees and vines. The place was quiet, but it had a strange, heavy feeling. Suddenly, the shadow clearly reflected the figure of someone. It was the illusion of Kraius himself, who looked exactly like him, but his eyes were cold and filled with darkness. This illusion was not just a reflection, but a representation of the fears and doubts in Kraius's mind. The illusion spoke with contempt. You can never defeat the black dragon. It was a battle within. Kraius had to face his own dark side, who knew every weakness and hesitation in his mind. When he entered the temple, in the center of the room, Kraius saw the holy sword of Eldavier, placed on a stone pedestal, surrounded by flames, as if to protect it. To get the sword, Kraius had to be smart and dodge the lava pillars that kept rising from the ground. When he reached out to touch the sword, lava flames erupted around him, testing his bravery once again. On the other side, at the top of Fire Mountain, when the black dragon, Malgar, learned that Kraius had successfully obtained the sword of Eldavier, he was furious and ordered the demon army to mobilize, setting out to destroy the kingdom of Eldavier before Kraius could arrive. Malgar roared, and thousands of demons emerged from the lava cracks, while Kraius had to race against time to stop them. On King Eldravier's side, news arrived that the Black Dragon's army was marching to destroy the kingdom. Alarm bells rang throughout the city, and he gave orders to his soldiers. "We will not allow the Black Dragon, Malgar, to destroy our kingdom. Soldiers of Eldavier, you are the last wall to protect our homeland." Kraius, holding his sword, the Eldavier sword, felt its power embrace him. Golden light burst out. Flames transformed into a warm glow. His silver armor shimmered, and ancient magical patterns gradually appeared, as if life itself was flowing through him. Suddenly, the sound of rocks breaking came from the ground. Behind him, Kraius looked back. He saw the black dragon's minions, but he was not afraid. Gripping the Eldavier tightly, golden flames blazed in response to the fight. The knight charged at inhuman speed, slashing his sword down on the enemy, leaving golden streaks of light in the air, easily cutting through the dark armor, as if it were just paper. Then, the temple was about to collapse. Kraius went through the fire and falling debris, jumping over the last crack, before standing in front of the temple, which was still burning. He gripped the Eldavier tightly. Golden light shone in the darkness. He was ready to face what was waiting. The kingdom of Eldavier. The army of soldiers stood ready, prepared to face the black dragon and its army of demons. The clash of steel echoed. Stone archers were deployed. The king gave the command to protect Bosnia. The dragon's roar grew closer, But all hope was entrusted to Kraius and the legendary sword of Eldavier. As Kraius hurried back to his kingdom, he saw Eldavier Castle in the distance, standing against a gray sky beyond a vast, open plain. But before he could reach it, a roar rang out. The black dragon, Malgar, appeared before him, its enormous winged shadows splaying across the ground, its crimson eyes staring straight at Kraius. The sky suddenly darkened, ready to launch the long-awaited battle. On the battlefield, the demon army was raging relentlessly. The soldiers of the kingdom tried their best to resist, but were slowly being forced back. The clash of swords and the screams of the wounded echoed throughout the open fields. All hope was fading, as the enemy slowly approached the city walls, step by step. Kraius faced the black dragon Malgar, its mouth wide open, belching flames that burned everything in front of it. A scorching wind slammed into Kraius' face. As he dodged it narrowly, flames passed behind him, burning the ground to ash. The heat scorched his silver moonshine armor, and he rose to his feet, regaining his bearings. Kraius decided to strike back. He leapt, leaping towards the black dragon, Eldavier sword in hand, gleaming light against the darkness. He swung his sword down with full force, cutting through the dragon's thick upper scales, leaving a deep gash and thick blood gushing out. Malgar roared in pain, his eyes red, glaring with rage. The black dragon charged with ferocity, its huge claws smashing Kraius, sending him flying, before being trampled into the ground by its foreleg, pain spreading throughout his body, his breath becoming ragged. Or was this the end for him? The kingdom could not resist the demon army. The city walls collapsed, under the fierce attack. The soldiers retreated in despair. Many died in the battlefield. As the demons rushed in relentlessly, smoke and flames engulfed the city. The people's hopes slowly disappeared into the darkness. Only Kraius, the kingdom's last light, remained. Amidst the pain, Kraius closed his eyes to gather his thoughts. The Eldavian sword began to glow, pure energy spread through his body, as if accepting his unwavering will. The silver armor turned into a dazzling gold. The pain faded. Only determination remained. Kraius opened his eyes and raised his sword, ready to strike back. Kraius, gathering all the power obtained from the sword Eldavier, slowly walked until he stopped beneath the dragon's enormous belly. His eyes fixed on the weak point on the left chest, and released his final power to end this battle. Emitting a red light forming into a flaming sword, he thrust into the black dragon's chest. Holy flames spread. Malgar roared one last time, before the giant body collapsed and finally died. Near, when Malgar the black dragon died, the dark magic power in the fortress of death was broken. The human army soldiers before the body disappeared, and were sucked back under the earth. The power came again. The hope of Juan returned. The victory came again. As the demon soldiers dissipated, the clear sky over the kingdom slowly opened. Sunlight shone down, amidst cheers. Darkness disappeared. Only victory remained, and peace returned.